Man, y'all thought me teaching the children about me being poly was crazy. But not only that, but they also know that I'm gender fluid. At one point last year, I had explained to them that I was not Miss Lois or Mr. Lois. It's just Lois because I'm not a boy or a girl. And this was all well and good until October, when I also explained to them that I'm pagan, so I am also a witch. And at one point I had gotten a haircut and I had gotten the sides of my mohawk shaved down. And I come into work and one of the children goes, "Lois, are you a boy? You have short hair." And his sister goes, "No, Lois is a girl." And a third child, who's my favorite, suddenly yells, "No, guys, we've been over this. Lois isn't a boy or a girl. Lois is a witch. Duh."
All right, guys. So once again, we got to talk about the parental rights and education bill that has been signed into law in Florida, because Democrats and woke leftists are still freaking out about it. And the funny part about them still freaking out about it is that the more they freak out, the more they expose themselves for who they truly are and their agenda that they have for children. Okay, it's got to the point now where people on the right have been smart enough to be like, well, you know, you guys are exposing yourselves for what you really are, right? You're groomers, right? Each and every last one of you that come out here in support of kindergartners learning about sex, right? Sexual orientation, gender identity. Yeah, you guys are groomers, right? Because there's no way in the world that you can continue to be outraged. Literally, they've been outraged for a month about a bill that simply keeps kindergartners from learning about sex in class. It's really that simple. I mean, that opening video that I showed you guys, right? Did anybody think that it's appropriate for a teacher like that to be in class talking about how they're poly something? I don't really know what that means. Gender fluid, they're not a boy and a girl, and they identify as a witch, right? They're coming out as a witch to their kids, allegedly preschool kids at that. I don't necessarily know if anybody thinks that that is appropriate. Teachers like that is what the bill is actually for, okay? I mean, guys, the writing is on the wall with this. Even 55% of Democrats agree with it, right? 55% of Democrats agree. The bill is popular among Democrats. So again, this is a losing battle for them, but yet they continue to whine and scream and yell about it, okay? And that tells you all you need to know about the sick, twisted agenda that they have, what they actually want, okay? I mean, they went as far to lie about what the bill is about, right? They're telling people that the bill bans you from saying the word gay, and that's just simply not true. That is factually incorrect, but the mainstream liberal media has ran with it anyways, right? They ran with it anyways, okay? And what I want to talk about in this segment right here is the continued conversation that's being had, right? The View is still talking about it, and this time they brought on Pete Buttigieg, the Biden administration's head of transportation, who's also LGBTQ, okay? He's gay, to talk about this, right? And this guy goes as far as to say that this bill will kill kids. Take a look.
Your husband, Chasten, is a teacher. And he's been a vocal critic of what's going on in my state of Florida with the so-called Don't Say Gay law now, which he says will kill kids. Do you agree? And, you know, as a politician, because this strikes you as, you know, your husband is a teacher. Yeah. You are obviously LGBTQ yourself, and you are now a parent.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this?
He's right. And I think every law ought to be judged for the effect it's going to have on real people in real life. And I get the political reasons why they're doing this. By the way, some of those political reasons is they don't have a plan on anything else, right? I mean, they don't have a plan on dealing with inflation or dealing with gas prices or dealing with the issues of
We
the
can't
day.
get home insurance in Florida. So we're banning all sorts of conversations.
Right, it's easier, right? It's easier politically, but this is going to hurt people. I mean, I think...
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Democrats will go on TV and say anything, bro. They do not care. Talk about reckless language, okay? Before we get to the part about Pete Buttigieg basically claiming that this bill will kill kids, which is utterly ridiculous. Did you guys hear the part about him saying that Republicans don't have a plan on inflation and gas prices? Did y'all hear that? Because I heard that. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? You are the one that is the director of transportation. You're the head of transportation. Okay? A part of the reason why we have inflation is because we have a global supply chain crisis. Because we can't meet demand, right? Supply can't meet demand. You're supposed to be the head of that. What the hell are you talking about? All right? The buck stops at you and the president of the United States. Republicans are not in power. So it's not up to them to have a plan. It's up to you to have a plan. Now, if you got a plan and they choose not to sign off on it, that's a different conversation. But the Biden administration obviously doesn't have a plan. Like what? Like where did that come from? Right? Like why did you fix your lips to make that statement saying that Republicans are distracted from the fact that they don't have a plan on something that the Democrats are running, right? The Democrats are the ones that are running the country. You guys are the ones that are supposed to have a plan on this stuff, but they don't have a plan on it. And the reality is that this conversation about the so-called Don't Say Gay bill, okay, is a distraction from inflation. It is a distraction from gas prices, right? They want to direct this conversation on a bill that simply keeps teachers from having conversations with their kids, kindergartners, about why they don't like their genitalia that they was born with or their bedroom life, okay? That's all it does. That's all it does. But they told the public that it says you can't say the word gay. It bans the use of the word gay in school, which is a total lie. Total lie. Complete lie, okay? These are the same people who come out here and talk about misinformation, disinformation all the time, while purposely pushing misinformation and disinformation about this bill, okay? And this guy claims that this bill, because it does the things I've outlined it does to you guys, it's going to kill kids. Well, if that's the case, then tell me why is there not a mass genocide of kids that were killed or died in school before teachers started talking about this stuff with their kids in school? Because back in the day, I don't know, the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, right? Which seems like a long time ago now, ancient history. Teachers didn't talk with their kids about this stuff. You didn't have a whole bunch of teachers coming into school with blue hair, cross-dressing, wearing drag, trying to talk to kids about their sex lives and the fact that they don't like their genitalia. You didn't have all that. So if that was the case, why are those kids still alive, right? Why did we not have an epidemic of children dying from the fact that teachers weren't talking to them about sex? Why did it not happen, right? It's obvious, because it's not going to kill kids to not have a conversation about sex with their teachers, okay? But again, this is what they want. And you got to keep in mind what's going on here in the broader scheme of things when it comes to media, okay? There's a reason why a lot of these liberal outlets want to keep talking about this, okay? Outside of it being the Democrat agenda, it's also a part of the woke corporate America agenda as well, too, okay? Because it ain't just Democratic Party, it's also woke corporate America. They're on board with it as well. ABC, which hosts The View, is owned by Disney, okay? And Disney, we all know that they've been at the forefront of the fight against this bill because their employees are upset, right? Their employees are upset. So upset that the CEO of Disney, who has been trying to fight this battle unsuccessfully with Ron DeSantis, actually came out and groveled to them on camera about why Disney has not been able to do enough to stop this bill. Take a look.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day for this very important session. By now, I hope you've all read my most recent note, in which I pledged to be a better ally for the LGBTQ plus community, apologize for not being the ally that you needed me to be, and committed to ensuring that our company lives up to its values. I meant every word, and that's what we're here to talk about today. I know that we've got work to do, and that work starts with listening. I'm glad the company will hear from today's panel of LGBTQ plus employees, and I hope that you are as impacted as I've been by the voices that I've heard over the past few weeks. I've read many emails that have been sent, spoken with LGBTQ plus employees and their allies, met with advocacy groups, and convened my own leadership team. And I have been taken by the honesty, the openness, and the urgency of their stories. I want you to know that your words have made a real impact on me. I understand that we've made mistakes and the pain that those mistakes have caused. And I know that our silence wasn't just about the bill in Florida, but about every time an individual or institution that should have stood up for this community did not.
Bro, that's sad. Like, that's so sad. It's so sad. This man is groveling to the LGBTQ employees because we didn't stand up to this bill. We was too silent. We didn't do enough about a bill that literally does not affect the LGBTQ community whatsoever. Okay, because kindergartners are not a part of the LGBTQ community. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Right? It's the same concept as if, kindergartners can't be a part of, I don't know, some other type of club, sex club, okay, or anything like that. Anything that has to do with your sexuality or sex, kindergartners can't be a part of it. I'm sorry, right? They just can't. It's the same thing. So this bill, by definition, does not affect the LGBTQ community, okay? And again, it's funny how this dude is groveling to employees who had a walkout and only one person showed up, right? Only one person showed up. Nobody showed up to the walkout. And these are the people that you're groveling to, okay? At the very least, the walkout in Florida, that is. Okay, he's probably addressing the company as a whole, but still, it's sad. Like, it's just sad. It really is. Who he really should be groveling to is the parents. Okay, the parents that have had to cancel their Disney subscriptions and not allow their kids to watch and enjoy classic cartoons and characters that we all have grown to love, okay, over the years because they have made the characters woke, okay? That's who he really should be apologizing to and groveling to. The people that actually sign his paycheck, okay? That's who he should be groveling to. He should be groveling to a small group of employees who are very loud, but they don't even want to show up to their own protest. They don't even want to show up. Bill doesn't even affect them. I find it fascinating how such a small group of people in this country have so much influence. Again, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I really don't understand. I think that is at the point, again, where, the agenda here is to make that small group a much larger group, right? That has to be what it is because it's not that many people, bro. I mean, how many LGBTQ employees does Disney have? They got so much that you got to go groveling on camera to them because you haven't done enough for kids to learn about sex in school. Again, incredible, right? It's incredible. It really is. And you're doing this at the expense, again, of parents, of the people who are actually your real customers, your real audience. The people that make Disney go, that made Disney great. You're doing it at their expense. It doesn't make sense. But hey, I mean, this is woke corporate America. Everybody's doing this now. And Disney seems to be at the forefront of pushing this programming on kids, right? And they're in support of these kids, again, getting similar programming in school. So I guess it all makes sense. Maybe it is a part of the plan. Maybe that is what they want to do. They do want to expand this stuff and to push it on children and all that stuff. Maybe it's just not about, appeasing a mob. Maybe it's about making the mob larger, right? Maybe that's what it's about. I don't know at this point, man. All this stuff is just, it's ridiculous. But hey, like I said, at least when it comes to Democrat Party, if they want to continue to die on this hill, if this is the battle they want to fight going into midterms, hey, be my guest. Be my guest. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.